Welcome to Political Pulse Live, the internet's #1 source for tackling social issues, interviews with local officials, and political information that matters most to your local community. Backed by popular demand is Henry the Adjuster, discussing how changes in Florida homeowners insurance laws will now allow for too many hands to be in the pot.
I think it's very important that people know that they need to get a good public adjuster involved in their claims, that someone's going to work and fight for them. Someone has experience working with insurance companies, right? But I'm not a big fan of the way the bill has been rewritten as a homeowner, right? Because now I have too many people in the pot if I'm going to have a claim,
Correct.
which is going to leave me in the lurch to be able to fix the damage if I need to.
Correct. And before, at least, I mean, yes, the attorneys was making a lot of money, but they were getting that bill directly to the insurance company, and it wasn't coming from your proceeds. Now that new bill, it's all going to change from what I'm hearing. Attorneys are going to say, hey, if you want to get us involved, whatever we recover, 30, 40% of it. Plus, people have to pay 10, 20% for the PA. So you're looking at 50, 60%.
Yeah.
Just my opinion. I don't know, but I know some attorneys that will be charging like this.
Yeah, well, of course they will. I mean, it's going to take a lot of time, and really, where do they make their money is in billing. So they're not going to, even if it seems like it's not the 30%, it's going to get up there. Because
now some attorneys do the right thing. I mean, when I say the right thing, all of this is about relationships. Like for instance, if an attorney takes forever on one of my files, I wouldn't probably recommend them. So it's based on relationships in every level. But I think sometimes when the government gets involved, because the bill is really gray, I don't really think it solved anything. I think, yes, I believe that it is going to help the insurance companies, but do I believe it's going to help? Like this is how I'm fair. Insurance companies is going to help homeowners. Does it helps the insurance companies more, in my personal opinion, than homeowners?
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, who has the lobbyists, right? The lobbyists and the money, the insurance companies.
Yeah.
That answers the whole question right there.
Yep. Hey, but
well, I mean, I think there has to be a balance. And the other thing that I'm disappointed in this bill is because we're not opening up the market to, I think there's too many regulations, and that's why we don't have as many insurance companies that are competing for people's business. What do you think?
I think people, I think insurance companies just like to nitpick. Like obviously you see insurance companies, they're insuring cars because that's very profitable to their profitability. They insure cars, but those same ones probably wouldn't insure homes, because I think that, dealing with home damages and home claims, it is a huge risk factor than other insurances, because they know it's more likely that you're gonna have a problem with your home.
Yeah, and if you are in the state of Florida and you're allowed to make money on auto, you should have to have the other side of it too, because you shouldn't be able to just cherry pick the money out of people's pockets and then leave them in a lurch later on when they need you.
Correct. Right? Now, that's what I believe in too. I believe that they should open it up, but obviously I don't think they could force people. But I did expect this in the industry. All of us expected it because the pendulum always swings. But the thing is,
you don't think that there's regulations that don't allow? Okay, so here's my thing, right? I think sometimes there's too much regulation that the insurance company can't fulfill, and therefore limits it to a certain number of insurance companies. So, right? I mean, I get my car insured with USAA. They do not. They don't have the home insurance policy here because of certain restrictions that they weren't, that they didn't qualify for. So, I mean, just, like a thought, I think that that's opening up the market also creates competition and allow people for better rate shopping.
Yeah, I believe so too. I believe so too.
But until we change the whole tort thing, I don't think that people want to come here because of, all the litigations that happen.
Correct. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I do understand that. That is a big part, but that's a big part of it. But I'm to the point is, sometimes on these claims, If you don't get an attorney involved, they won't pay you. Like for instance, I would say, and I'm giving an estimate, I do hundreds of claims a year. I would say maybe twice, maybe 5%. Now some 5% they'll pay like maybe right away up front and be done with it. Then we'll have to probably, the insurance companies, they do now what I would recommend, or maybe for them to do, is a little bit more mediation, or they do have what is called appraisals in this field, umpires. So those aren't really don't happen. That's where basically where the two adjusters, the field adjuster and the public adjuster, they'll get somebody that's in the middle to try to settle the dispute. There should be a little bit more of those.
Yeah.
But both the insurance companies and the public adjuster has to agree to that. Sometimes in the policies of the insurance companies, sometimes they don't allow for appraisal.
So maybe some of this regulation should be rewritten so that they have to go to mediation first and try to solve it with the least amount of money.
Mediation and appraisal. Yep.
Right.
That's
Yep. So instead of focusing on how the homeowner is going to get screwed because the lobbyists are more powerful. But unfortunately, it's not how it works in government, right? Money talks, everybody else walks.
And sometimes it's people behind the desk too. Like for instance, just because the field adjuster from the insurance company writes up his estimated damages, it's the person that works for the insurance company behind the desk that either approves it or not. Sometimes you get the most craziest, in roofs, they'll always like to say wear and tear. That's a big one for an exclusion for them denying you. Wear and tear. That's the most common one. They'll say wear and tear or long-term damage.
Yeah, the roof was too old,
But see, as a public adjuster, what I would say is that if the roof was too old, why were you still taking their money? Why were you saying that? Why were you saying that?
Why were you binding it?
Correct.
Right.
You said
they should have refuted it from the beginning that the roof is going to be worth this much if it was damaged. You know what I mean? I think that's something that I notice also. Sometimes they'll take a roof that has 5 years left, 3 years left. And then at the end of it, they won't pay for the roof because it was too old. But they could have just said look, this is what we're insuring your roof. There should be a roof deductible, just period, okay, so this roof is deductible by this much, and then you have to pay whatever is, and the people should accept that as well. But right now it's just, they say that they're going to do all these wonderful things, and then when it comes time to putting in a claim, it's just not happening.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Well, what they could do, Lynn, is they could, again, when you want to get into statutes and, bills being passed, the insurance companies that they're going to write based on the age of the roof, they should either have a deductible system in place for so many years that the roof has been in existence, or an inspection period placed on there that the homeowner has to have certain things done in order to keep the insurance policy intact.
No, but I mean, in the last time they had this conversation, right? I think it was if the roof was 25% damage, you have to replace it in order to get insurance. This was the previous bill, which was absolutely ridiculous to me, right? 25, I mean, on the scale of 20 years, that means if you had used 5 years of it, you have to replace it.
Yeah.
And also I would like to say maybe, and it's big education too for the consumer. Consumers, they don't know, as a public adjuster, I would know certain things, obviously. And people in different fields know more than, after a storm hits, that's when you get up on your roof. If you can't get up on your roof, that's when you contact a roofer right away. Because sometimes, for instance, right, a lot of homeowners, they don't file a claim for the roof until they start seeing years later water finally coming in after rains. Then they think back, oh, when did this happen?
Yeah,
Then
when it
they
starts
remember,
raining
oh,
inside.
Yeah, see people that, and it's just, consumers, they don't know until it gets worse. That's when they want to act. So unfortunately, but that time frame for them to do a claim will be limited now. Some people, they don't get up on their roofs. Like for instance, even though in West Palm, right, during the last storms, Hurricane Ian, Hurricane Nicole, even though those storms was on the West Coast and then one hit on the East Coast, there was some damages over there where tiles and shingles were uplifting. Their wind speeds were 65 miles per hour. That's enough that when needed, to create shingles uplifting. But how many people did not go up on their roofs and check? Like I have, you know, a lot of people, they don't check until it starts to rain heavy, and then eventually they're looking, oh, why is these ceiling stains are here? And then when they call the insurance company, oh, I'm sorry, you can't do a claim.
Yeah.
So it's consumers too. They have to, you know, unfortunately, it has to be, you know, I would say better education for the consumer. You know, after a storm hits, you should be taking pictures before and after, videos before and after of every storm, even if you don't think nothing of it, because you never know.
I think the insurance company should probably put that in education.
That's a good pointer. I think, like, you know, you should take a picture of your house. I mean, we know when a storm's coming in. It's not like an earthquake, right? So, so people can actually go up there, take a picture. Here's my roof, like this date, you know, and all cameras have dates on them anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just one aspect of it. Like they take, you know, the roof claims are always going to be probably the hardest claims. Water claims are a little bit different because, you know, it's more obvious, obviously. Hopefully we would think that, you know, water claim is more obvious. So the roof claims are a little bit more harder. So it's not really as bad, but, you know, water claims, fire claims, mold, those usually, you know, the insurance companies would usually try to work it out a little bit more than the roof claims, I would say.
Yeah.
Sometimes you still have to get third party involved or attorneys involved sometimes because it's a matter of the scope of work and the price. But, you know, when it's a water issue, pipe issue, plumbing, there's no refuting to that. Let's just put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
My water broke, pipe broke. I'm covered for this much money. It's a matter of how much does it cost to fix everything. The continuous of the business.
Mm-hmm.
This is. Go ahead, Bill.
No, I was just saying, I think this is all very good information to share with everybody.
Yeah.
And you know, we'd love to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit. Tell the audience a little about your business again, and like where to find you and how to find you.
Yeah, I'm in South Florida. My name is Henry the Adjuster, 5-star claims. I'm a public adjuster. So basically what that means is I represent the homeowners and basically for the filing of the claim, the inspection process, the claim review, the policy review. Basically, I tell everybody, I approach every claim different, be patient. You know, it's not on me, it's the insurance company when they want to pay you. And obviously I do fight for you. There's no upfront fees or costs. If there's no recovery, there's no fee. It's when, as a public adjuster, you are successful. That's when, you know, you get paid and then the public adjusting firm will get paid. So obviously we have a joint shared, you know, interest in the claim process because obviously we're here to help people for a living. It's just that we end up getting income for helping you. But what I tell people all the time, you know, why hire a public adjuster? They're very knowledgeable. They can help you. Because it's a daunting task when you're faced with real life situations, especially when it's your home. I just basically did a fire claim on Sunday, you know, fire claim, you know, thank God it wasn't bad. But I tell people this all the time, you know, you have your life, possessions can be, you know, gone, but as long as you have your life, you can rebuild. So basically that's what we do. I tell people, yeah, I'm a public adjuster, but I'm more like a psychiatrist, you know.
So Henry, what's your website?
It's henrytheadjuster.com.
Okay, Henry the Adjuster, all one word, no underscores or anything, right? Perfect.
henrytheadjuster.com. You know, you can check up on it.
And they can actually reach you by email. Is that your emails on the website?
Yes. Henry@henrytheadjuster.com.
Awesome. Yeah, it was good information today. I think we get another perspective of it, and especially someone who deals with it every day like you do.
Yeah, full time. For 5 years doing this. So awesome. I love what I do, but I like helping people more.
Okay, Mo, you want to take us out?
Listen, this subject has been more interesting than I thought it was going to be. So thank you very much, Henry, for joining us, explaining not only your perspective, but the bill, you know, so that way people can understand a little bit more and how it can impact them in the long run. So with that being said, we hope to have you back on in the future. Please join us again to further educate the general public. And general public, if you like the content, please make sure that you are subscribing to the channel, like and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. So until the next time we meet, America, you have a great rest of your day. God bless you.
Thanks for watching Political Pulse Live. Please make sure you subscribe, like, and comment about today's show.